Well, the heat is going to be the big weather story for the week, but isolated storms are going to be something of a concern at times, especially for the first half of the week. Yesterday, to round out the weekend, low to mid 90s across the area. We'll be closer to 100 degrees for today, but today is one of those days where we might get a few hit-miss showers and thunderstorms through the day. At the very least, perhaps a little bit more cloud cover that possibly could keep temperatures on the cooler side compared to what we could otherwise be. So just something to be aware of. But this heat is going to continue as we enter the first week of August, and that's going to bring us a rapid onset of drought. So just be aware of that with this heat that we're going to continue to have over the course of the first part of August. So just be mindful of that. Meanwhile, we are going to be still dealing with a little bit of hazy conditions, not quite as bad as last week, at least in the morning, and then we might start to get a little bit of it more so in the afternoon hours compared to the morning, but bottom line is it's not going to be drastic. Now our humidity, well, that's going to be a big change from what we had last week, at times in the 70s for dew points, and so that's going to be very uncomfortable, especially with the expected temperatures that we'll have for much of this week, even with lows, with temperatures staying on the warm side, close to, if not in the 80s in some locations for lows this week. That's going to be very uncomfortable and very dangerous if you're not in an air conditioning room while you're asleep and letting your body cool down. Now, Supercast is indicating that we will have a higher probability of spotty storms north of I-70 for the day today. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that through the day, with lightning and locally heavy rainfall the primary concern. Once you get into tonight and tomorrow, not quite as much rain. I still can't rule it out, but at least according to this model, it does end up staying dry through that time. Not going to be a whole lot of rain, at least at the official cities. Some areas may get an upwards of 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch of rain today, depending on the heavier rainfall amounts. And then continuing into the rest of the night, Tuesday night into the day on Wednesday, and see some of our other computer models are indicating just a little bit heavier rainfall across the area. I am leaning more towards Wednesday night, especially Wednesday evening being the best opportunity for storms across the area, and that's when we could have our best opportunity for severe weather. It's just a marginal risk, but it is a relatively higher risk for hail and wind threat to perhaps become severe compared to anything between today, tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. So it'll also be something that we'll keep an eye on as well. Meanwhile, it's going to be about the heat through the first half of the work week. As I mentioned, clouds could be a limiting factor in allowing temperatures to stay relatively cooler, but it's still going to be very hot, and we may start to cool back down just a little bit towards the end of the week and first part of the weekend before heating back up Sunday and Monday. As far as our hottest temperature so far of the year, we're going to be awfully close to these temperatures for this week, especially tomorrow and Wednesday. That's when I think we'll have the hottest days of the week. Of course, it's going to be pretty close today, too, so it just depends on cloud cover. And just to give you an idea of where we stand, at least compared to last year, only 26 days. It hasn't really been that bad this year. Of course, we've had our days. 15 days in June, 11 days so far this month, only 2 days in the triple digits, and this is all Topeka, by the way, but only 2 days. We had 15 last year of triple digit days, so it's not quite as bad, but we're going to add on to that at least a couple of days this week. Probably at least 2 times this week will be in the triple digits, especially tomorrow and Wednesday. Rainfall-wise, through the next 8 days, according to the European, it's not much with the European, at least considering what the GFS is indicating. It's a little bit more widespread across the area. And so we'll continue to keep an eye on it over the course of the next couple of days, especially. That's when we'll get our highest probability of any rainfall across the area. Meanwhile, we do indicate, or this does indicate drier than normal conditions in the 6 to 10 day outlooks. And so it does dry out towards the end of the weekend relative compared to what we'll have over the next couple of days with our rain chances. Heat index values, by the way, ranging anywhere between 100 and 113 for much of this week. So just be mindful of that. And of course, with our lows, especially if there's next couple of nights on the warmer side, Please make sure that you're staying safe, staying hydrated, keep your pets in mind, and we'll take it on a day-by-day basis, especially with our storm chances for the first half of the work week. So keep checking back in daily for updates on that. In the meantime, have a great day and stay cool.